Ooh, on the 9th of March 2020, we are going to have a full moon in the horoscope sign of Virgo, Virgolini. This is an important moment in time because this particular full moon is going to be quite special and it's going to be rather strong. And this is in particular because Virgos are in general very powerful mind when it comes to the actual thinking, when it comes to their intellect, when it comes to their power of their mind. So on one hand, they're very powerful when it comes to their intellect, they can stretch their mind so much further. On another hand, they're very extremely super powerful when it comes to their own spirituality as well. And this is an absolutely specific and very sacred balance that Virgos actually have. And this is purely not only because they're very special, but this is purely because this is coming from the actual fact that Virgos are in tune with the actual earthly energies, because they're in tune with the earthly energy field. So therefore, they're in tune with the actual energies. So this is why Virgos are able to project these energies on the world around them, on the outside world. So it's very, very specific to say about Virgos. It's the fact that, if Virgos like really low and if they're really down, these energies, it will very much so often pull them down even more. But on another hand, it's a bit of a yin-yang situation, like with almost everything in this life. But on another hand, it's just basically when Virgos are really excited, when Virgos are like really want to plan things, when Virgos are having like the right set of mind, when Virgos are feeling optimistic, they're able to achieve so much very quickly, very powerfully, very sharply, in the best possible way. And also on another hand, this is a wonderful moment in time when it comes to the actual full moon in Virgos, because this is a sacred time really, which is not only going to be quite specific on this particular day, like on the 9th of March. I am talking about the power of this wonderful moon. Every single full moon and every single new moon, the energy is not only strong on that particular day, but on that particular day is the most powerful, it's the most like significant, it's the strongest indeed. But that doesn't mean that it's not a rather powerful and significant energy around it like before that day. So also what I wanted to say, that the actual powerful energy of the manifestation and all this wonderful vibration is going to be quite significant on the 9th of March, 3 days earlier and 3 days later. So we've got like a 6 to 7 days like to play with, but most certainly it's basically the most important day. It is indeed going to be on the 9th of March, and which is going to be quite significant when it comes to the actual manifestations. It's going to be quite significant when it comes to the new beginning. It's going to be quite significant when it comes to like any type of negotiations. It's going to be quite significant when it comes to like any new start, but when we have like a little bit of fear, when we have like a little bit of when we need a little boost of confidence, when we need confidence, this energy is going to be very sacred and it's going to be rather behind us, like if we kind of like get lost in the sea of the subconsciousness. If, for example, if you're going somewhere, if you want to discuss something further, something really important, and you're quite worried, this is completely significant and completely important, and you don't know what to say, you're just like really worried, you take this to take over really. But this is natural, these are natural feelings, natural emotions that we all go through in life, of course. But why am I saying this now is because this is a wonderful energy to use, wonderful energy, absolutely fantastic vibration for this type of things, for such a things. If we want to kind of do something that makes us nervous, and then these situations take so much energy from us and makes things, even in most of the cases, even worse, even more scary, even more like paranoid, So that's why I'm just saying, when we find ourselves in the actual sea of subconsciousness, when we are completely relaxed, when we kind of just decide with ourselves that we need to do something, the certain tasks, I'm talking about the certain tasks that we want to do, that we need to do, that we don't like doing, but this is going to be a wonderful time, the actual 9th of March, the full moon in Virgo, 3 days before, on that day and 3 days later, to actually just get on with all the tasks that we need to do, with all the things that we need to do, with all the things that we need to follow up in our lives, but especially with those things that we don't know what to do, when we need a little bit of vibrancy, in particular when it comes to the sharpness that is going to be guiding us at the same time. Yes, this is an excellent time when we find ourselves in the sea of our subconscious mind. I say, when we find ourselves in the sea of our subconscious mind, all we have to do, when I say this, I'm referring to the fact that all we have to do is just decide what we want to do, what we need to do, okay? With things that we don't like doing, or with certain tasks and things like that. And as long as we decide that we're gonna do this, this is it. You just get off, this is what you do. You just end up in the sea, in your own sea of your subconscious mind, which is going to take you where you need to be taken with your own spiritual currents. It's very important just to start the progress, start the process. It's absolutely wonderful, not only for things that are really like bothering us, that the things that are really we really need to do, but any beginnings, any new beginning for this stage is going to be absolutely remarkable. Any new start is going to be absolutely remarkable. Any negotiations that you may have, that you want to have, this is absolutely brilliant time to actually go for it, because it's going to be quite significant and the reflection is going to be so good when it comes to the actual outcome. But also, on another hand, it's a brilliant time to smudge your home with a dry sage as well at the same time, because spiritually, this is going to open us up. So spiritually, this is going to open us up in such a way where there are going to also be like lots of signs. We're going to have a strong connection with our spirituality in the terms of like talking to the relatives that have passed away, or like getting in touch with the people and with the spirits that used to be part of our lives and things like that. There is going to be a very strong connection with the spirit world, and this is what the Virgo energy does, and this is what the Virgo energy of the actual full moon is also going to do over these 6 or 7 days, what I say. So it's on the 9th of March, 3 days earlier and 3 days later, but on the 9th of March it is going to be the most powerful and most significant energy. So if you want to start a certain ritual, if you want to like light a little candle and write one particular thing on the candle, what would you like to happen, what would you like to manifest, most certainly the 9th of March is going to be absolutely perfect, because it's going to be the great time for any type of manifestations like this, for example. But most certainly this is a remarkable time for every single one of us. As I said, strong connection with the spirit world, so they will be talking to us and they will be giving us all sorts of signs throughout these 6 or 7 days. Just look around you, look for any numbers repeating. If you see any numbers repeating, it's what I said before. It's like you see 777, for example, then you just need to kind of make a connection with yourself in order to find out what you need to pay attention to. So therefore, you just try to kind of see and focus what was on your mind exactly at that time when you saw the sequences of numbers repeating. But also at the same time, I need you to take a mental picture of the things around you. What do you see around you? What do you feel connected to? What is calling your mind? What is calling your eyes? What wants your connection, reconnection? It all depends, and none of these things, when you end up in such a beautiful and powerful deepness of these actual sequences, this is important, because there is going to be a quite incredible realization for yourself. Realization on one hand is going to help you to come up with a certain solution when it comes to the problem, but on another hand, this is going to be the great starting point when it comes to you. This is a very important moment in time, because the sequences are going to be like all around the place, and there are going to be lots of signs as well, which are going to really be having a little message or little information for us. But the best way to do this is, as I said, as soon as you see like a certain sequences of the numbers repeating over these 6 or 7 days, just make sure that you understand what's on your mind, what's at the back of your mind. Then you will know, okay, it's to do with that, and then look around you immediately and see what takes your connection, what is calling you, what is vibration, what is the powerful vibration, the most powerful vibration around you, what wants your connection or reconnection indeed. And it's all going to make sense when it comes to you making that connection, you realizing this. And also symbolism, it's also very important. If anything happens quite unusual, for example, like you see like an unusual little animal, or you see an unusual insect, you see, and they do something quite strange, and it's strange, it's unusual, this is not a coincidence. You are meant to be there, you are meant to be part of that direction, you are meant to be the part of that dimension, you are meant to be part of that vibration. It's on you to dig it out a little bit and find out what is waiting for you quite soon. You know, what is your message? What is this information that needs to travel to you? So this is why it's so important when we have the actual full moon in Virgo. It is not only that this is going to be an amazing time when it comes to us reflecting on ourselves, you know, we're going to have this wonderful opportunity, you know, we're just going to be like, we're going to go very deep, but wonderful deep, because it's at the same time going to make us feel quite adventurous and explorative as well, a very explorative way. And many of us are going to find ourselves doing things that we really wanted to do so for such a long time, but we just didn't have we haven't been brave kind of to actually do this. So Virgo full moon is also a wonderful time for the actual any type of a stepping stones when it comes to our own bravery, by using our own vibration, when it comes to our own reflection in life, what we wanted to do, where we wanted to get, but most certainly with the things that are making us feel uncomfortable. So therefore we lose a little bit of like a confidence, self-esteem, and the bravery. This is why Virgo is absolutely wonderful, and it's quite magical when it comes to this. Actually, it's just so important to say this, because it helps to quite a lot of people to discover something quite special about themselves. So this is not only about this particular 6 or 7 days, but also what is going to happen after. You know, after these 6 or 7 days, you know, there is some kind of new beginning that is most certainly going to be connected to all this you know, few days that I've actually said so far. It's going to help you spiritually to connect, to open yourself. The energies are very powerful, and it's very similar to what we actually have in October. Again, on the 31st of October, I talk about it quite often. It's Samhain or Halloween. You know, it's just that this energy lasts for a few days, when the actual veiling between this world and the spirit world, it's at its thinnest. So we are having all sorts of informations, all sorts of signs, all sorts of like things happening to us, but purely because our spirits, you know, who passed away, our relatives or people who used to know us who passed away, they will want to reconnect and connect and give us all sorts of information, guide us. You know, they will want to tell us things, and this is what it happens every single October. It's such a powerful time when the veil in between in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. So it's not only on the 31st of October, but throughout that month the energy is absolutely wonderful, and it's remarkable. If you know how to use it, how to go with this particular flow, it can help you so much in order to achieve things in life by understanding things that you don't normally understand. And it's all about, you know, like using your intellect, your subconscious mind at the right moment, at the right time, in the right way as well, when we have this particular vibration, which is really powerful. And this is the vibration that I'm talking about when the full moon is in Virgo. And this is why this is going to be so important, because spiritually it's going to reflect on us, and it's very deep and it's very delicate subject in many different ways, because we are emotionally going to grow at the same time. And it's this emotional growth, it's the growth of our subconscious mind. It's at the same time going to be very explorative. Everything around us is just going to kind of require a certain assistance, you know, but also it's going to come from somewhere else. So therefore the understanding is going to be much deeper, on much deeper level, and this is going to be absolutely everything, because it's going to help us to stretch our subconscious mind so much further. Virgolinis are very, very powerful sign indeed, and that's why I'm saying that you also, it would be quite advisable to actually get a dry sage stick, you know, and just to basically make sure that, you know, like on the 9th of March, like about 3 days earlier, or on the 9th of March, or 3 days earlier towards the 9th of March, just try to like smudge your home. It's going to be absolutely any of these days really, but ideally, you know, like a couple of days earlier, or on the 9th of March at least. But this energy, I would ideally say, yeah, 2 or 3 days earlier, and then you have like a smudged home, you know, throughout these 6 or 7 days. But it's very important to say this, because it's going to help you to cleanse your home of the negative energies, negative entities. But the reason why I need you to do this, like it would be ideal to do this, it's purely because you are going to be open so much more spiritually, so much more energetically, which is really important in order to receive all these informations, and most importantly to understand things from a completely different angle. You need to energetically and spiritually open yourself more, open yourself further, and this is what the Virgo full moon does. It helps you with your intellect, but it helps you like ridiculously powerfully with your subconscious mind, because Virgo, I repeat again, it's ridiculously in connection, in tap with their own energy, and this is because they're so in tune with the actual energy field, so therefore they can reflect on everything around them in a slightly different way. And this is the wonderful energy that we are using at the same time, and this is why it will be absolutely remarkable to explain that we are going to be spiritually open. So we're going to be getting all sorts of signs, yeah, but on another hand, basically that openness can make us a little bit more vulnerable, because we will be able to be perceptive on all sorts of energy around us. So this is why, because we're a little bit more open, so that's why we can also be more sensitive when it comes to the certain energy around us, which is absolutely normal. So this is why I highly suggest you to smudge your home, burn this dry sage. You know, people have been using this for absolute ages, and it's remarkable. Go into every single room in the house, you know, close all the windows, and then have a little source underneath, because it's so messy, but have like a little source underneath, and that is just going to help it like to prevent the mess, you know. And go into every single room in the house and make sure it's smoke, and then at the end open all the windows, and as the smoke goes out, the negative energy is going away. You will cleanse yourself, you will clear yourself as well at the same time. And if you do yourself feel a little bit dry, a little bit like if you feel like a little bit low, you know, if you feel like a little bit like a drained, you know, and things like that, that's actually quite good. It means that as more drained you are, the great you're going to feel later on. The more drained you are, the more negative energy you had actually accumulated within yourself, so you've just cleansed it, so it's absolutely fine. But this is something that I would highly recommend you. So it's important when we have a new moon, when we have a full moon in Virgo, it's very important to be as active as you can, be as adventurous as you can, be as open-minded as you can, throw yourself in as many opportunities as you possibly can, because you're using this sacred energy. I repeat, you're using this sacred energy, so you are going to find yourself being attached like to things that you haven't been attached normally. And if that happens, it's time to investigate. If something happens like, oh my god, that you want to like learn something suddenly, and you just like never wanted to learn that, now this is most certainly time to go to investigate, because your subconscious mind, your spirit guide, your guardian angels are trying to redirect you and direct you towards something really important. The Virgo full moon is also very important when it comes to the actual redirection, because at the end of these 6 or 7 days, as I said, it's important to say that the part of this transformation that we are actually going through, it's also going to bring us a new direction. New direction is coming through this transformation. So Virgo full moon doesn't only bring all these things to us, but it also gives us a time to have a mini little important transformation, a little butterfly moment, which is going to last 6 or 7 days. And at the end of that, the certain option, it's also going to be unfolded for us, the option that we didn't have before, but the option that is coming from somewhere else, and most certainly is the part of our spiritual growth and the whole new journey that is about to unfold for us at the same time. It's important because it's going to create this sacred lotus moment indeed. And also absolutely remarkable time. Please try to meditate as much as you can. Try to ground yourself as much as you can. If there is any time where you would want to kind of go and like run a little bit, go and do a little bit of like exercise, maybe go to the spa, or may take care of yourself. If there is any time you want to take care of yourself, my gorgeous people, now it's the most certainly time, full moon in Virgo, or at around these days, because this is going to be time which is going to be very replenishing in many different ways, when it comes to your energy, when it comes to your intellect, when it comes to your power, when it comes to your dimension. You know, this is going to be really important, because it's also going to provide you with a reflection that you wouldn't normally be provided with, and it is just going to rejuvenate you like there is no tomorrow, in a completely different way, like how you would be rejuvenated normally. It's just working with this powerful vibration and energy, just also on another hand is going to help you to reach the highest levels of your own illumination. Honestly, this is an incredibly powerful time as well. It's an absolutely perfect time of the year. It is just going to be very significant for many of us indeed. I'm also going to say how it's actually this full moon going to have an impact. How is it going to impact every single one of us individually when it comes to the actual signs, and what to expect, and what would be the best to actually do individually when it comes to the actual signs indeed. And I'm going to start with the actual Aries, with Aries. Now Aries, this full moon in Virgo, it's going to be very important to you, in particular when it comes to deep concentration, application and study. Just remember, Aries, my gorgeous Aries, this full moon in Virgo is going to be very specific when it comes to you, in particular when it comes to deep concentration, application and study. This time it's going to be very strong. In particular when it comes to your own reflection. Do not forget that. The second sign that I'm going to be talking about how is going to be affected by Virgo full moon, it's going to be Taurus. Now Taurus, it is going to be such an amazing moment in time, because some kind of sadness, some kind of pain and affliction, it's going to go. It's fantastic, because something that affected you and something that brought you the certain disappointment into your life, it's also at the same time going to be shifted. This is going to be wonderful and very powerful time for you, because it's going to provide you with an opportunity to move on. It's brilliant because you're going to be aware of it in a completely different way, from a completely different angle, and this is because you, my gorgeous Taurinis, are reaching the highest level of your own spirituality this year so far. So this is going to be such an important moment that you're going to have, which is actually going to surprise you as well a little bit in the best possible way. You will see how brave, how strong and how powerful you are. The third sign, it's going to be my gorgeous Gemini. My gorgeous Gemini, how the full moon in Virgo is going to actually affect you. It's absolutely fantastic. It is all going to be about the understanding of the certain path in your life that you didn't understand before. It was confusing, but now you will just suddenly know what to do. It's absolutely incredible, and it's a lot to do with an accomplishment, and it's a lot to do with a beautiful satisfaction that you are going to have. And this is so important, because it's something came to an end. Something is slowly coming to an end that was bringing you down, that was preventing you to move on. And it's absolutely important for you to realize that you have got a huge, massive reason to smile, massive reason for satisfaction coming through your own accomplishment. This is so important, because it's going to help you to make a quite significant and very important decision purely based on your own success. It's fantastic moment in time when it comes to important relationships in your life, my gorgeous Geminis, because an important advice from somebody very significant and very important in your life, it's actually going to take place. The fourth sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Cancerini. Cancer, my gorgeous Cancer, you are going to hear an important message. You are going to like this so much because it's going to surprise you, but then at the same time, it's going to give you an idea, and that idea is going to be something that you didn't plan so far. So some kind of speedness, it's going to take place. Some kind of stepping stone, it's going to take place, and this is absolutely wonderful. On another hand, you see, it's an important time to take some kind of a retreat, an important time. You are also in particular going to benefit from actually meditating, and also to make sure that you ground yourself. It is something really wonderful and rejuvenating going to take place to you at the same time, and instinctively something is going to come to you that it wouldn't normally come, but it's going to manifest in your mind through your own meditation, grounding and things like that, through your own subconscious mind, okay? And this is just, when I say meditation, you can meditate a little bit, you can ground yourself. Like for example, you can go into the forest somewhere, touch the ground with your hands or with your bare feet. There are lots of different ways, because that way you're just like kind of grounding yourself, you're healing yourself, but you're also healing the earth at the same time. But it's important because something is going to come to you that it wouldn't normally come, and this is purely because because you're going to have a ridiculously powerful connection with the earth and with these earthly energies, and this is going to reflect on you in an idea, but that idea, it's also going to help you. It's going to come like also like a solution to an ongoing problem. Great time for healing, my gorgeous Cancerinis, indeed. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Leonis, my gorgeous Leos. Now, how is the full moon going to actually impact you? Full moon in Virgo, how is it going to have an impact on you? It's wonderful because you are going to feel very re-energized. You're going to feel really great. You know, if you had like a long ailments and they were like, oh, bringing you down and affecting you, you know, this is going to be the time of the actual wonderful healing that you are going to feel at the same time. But the bottom line, it's an amazing power. Leonis, you are going to have an amazing, important power actually, and that power that you are going to have, it's going to come in a form of an energy. This energy is going to surprise you. This energy is going to put a big smile on your face. This energy is going to be very optimistic time for you. Just understand, my gorgeous Leonis, that at the same time you're going to be very powerful when it comes to your own projection. It is about the motivation that is going to come in, my gorgeous Leos, my beautiful Leonis. It is the motivation that is coming in. It is the motivation that is coming forward. It's going to be remarkable, it's going to be brilliant, and it's going to help you not only to discover something very important about yourself, but it's going to help you to come to terms with a certain stage that you need to come to terms with in order to move on with your life. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is of course going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Virgolini, my beautiful Virgo. How is your own moon going to affect you? Amazingly, absolutely amazingly. There are going to be all sorts of informations that you are going to be receiving. Your subconscious mind is going to be so powerful, and your subconscious mind is at the same time going to make you very, very brave, you know, because you're also going to make an important decision, and that decision that you're going to make, you've been already thinking about, but now in this moment in time, you're going to take one step further. The step further that you were afraid to take before, the step further that you were afraid to do before, the step further that is about to absolutely change everything and bring a whole new promise into your life, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's important to say now, when it comes to you, you need to like really pay attention throughout these 6 or 7 days. What is the very first thing on your mind? Certain things are going to just be like, okay, just go and do this, and then you just go and then you follow this flow, and then you will see something is going to unfold, you know, at the same time, you know. But on another hand, you could be told like really the answers to the certain problems. You know, I told you, like when we wake up in the morning, you know, we open our eyes, the first few minutes, you know, we are still in touch with our subconscious mind, so therefore we are able to understand so much because of our astral projections, meditation, and traveling throughout our sleep, you know, throughout our dream the night before. So that's why therefore we are able to understand so much, because we are part of all sorts of different like dimensions that we are not normally. So there are going to be lots of little informations that you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, are going to be having throughout the night, but most certainly will come to you in the morning. But also pay attention to the actual signs, and also something very important is going to take place. An opportunity is going to take place that is going to surprise you, but it's also going to start happening right at the beginning of these days, and then you may not even feel too much about it, and as the time goes by, you will get more and more familiar with this part of yourself. There is the certain thing that is going to happen in two ways: the new opportunity, but also the part of you from the past is going to need to come back. It's going to come back. So there is the certain part of you in the past, from the past, that's going to require from you to pay attention to it and see how you can use that part of you in order to make it sense out of the problem, an ongoing problem now, and that altogether it's going to provide you with a solution at the end of 6 or 7 days. It's going to be really remarkable indeed, and most certainly it's going to be an opportunity that is not only going to change your life, but it's also as well going to be the step out of the situation, and it's just going to surprise you how many problems are actually going to make sense, how many negativities are going to make sense, how many negative things that unfolded and happened in your life in the last 12 months are actually going to start making sense after this moment in time. If things didn't unfold the way they have been unfolding so far, and the way they unfolded so far, you wouldn't achieve, or you wouldn't reach this particular moment in time. It's wonderful and very, very important indeed. Also, when it comes to the actual meditation, if you do meditate, something quite unusual is going to happen to you, an unusual information, an unusual situation, and that is also going to help you to make a decision, but it's going to also pinpoint you kind of where you need to be concentrating more and where you need to pay attention to what you weren't kind of aware before. It's a powerful moment in time of self-illumination for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and most certainly an important news you are going to have, you're going to get as well. That news is going to help you with a certain decision, in particular when it comes to some kind of investment at the same time, but also the goal. A whole new goal is going to show itself. The whole new goal is going to present itself to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and it's going to be important indeed. Okay. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, what full moon of Virgo is going to have an impact on, it's actually going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Libra. My gorgeous Libra, you see, it's important because it is just going to pinpoint down on the certain imperfections in your life that are bringing you down. You know, you are going to realize exactly which changes you need to make, or exactly which changes you need to do, exactly which changes you need to start. It's so important because it's to do with a certain regret, and it's to do with a certain time of your life when you knew that you knew already that you were familiar with this particular situation, but maybe you were just putting things off, and maybe you were just waiting for the right moment in time. But you, my gorgeous Libra, most certainly are going to come to terms with something. But this is very important because as soon as you come to terms with this, as soon as you come to terms with this, the more chance you're going to have in order when it comes to your own projection by, like working on your own spiritual journey. And this is very important because now this is going to be the time when you are most certainly going to hear about also, not only about imperfections, like what you need to work on. This is very important. There are two things that are going to start changing, two things that are going to require from you to work on indeed. But on another hand, it's very important because it was making you incomplete, and it was kind of bringing you down, and it was taking your energy in a sense of like maybe it was keeping you restricted in all those areas and parts of your lives where you shouldn't actually be restricted. So it's time to actually restrict yourself. This is very important because on the other hand, there is a kind of like and some kind of money, an important situation connected to the actual money that is going to take place, and you are going to hear a good news when it comes to money and finances and financial situation. And that is going to be brilliant because it's going to be the step in the right direction, but also some kind of idea is going to come through as well. On another hand, you're going to feel a little bit challenged. You are going to feel a little bit challenged. All you need to do, you're going to feel challenged because you're going to also be, maybe there is going to be a little moment where you're going to be a little bit unhappy because the certain stage didn't unfold as quick as possible. Just remember, Libra, this is a test. You are going to be under a little test where you're going to think that you're going to explode, but absolutely just remember, be responsible, be mature, and it's very important to be persistent, and patient, okay? Very important to be persistent and patient, and maybe little reorganization will need to take place, but most certainly don't rush into anything indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Scorpione. My beautiful Scorpio, come on. This is your time. This is your time of discovery, rediscovery. You will find yourself feeling very powerful indeed, and you will want to kind of use this boost of energy that you are going to have. It's going to be absolutely delightful because it is going to help you to reconnect you with the right people in your life, with important people in your life. This is going to be the time of connection, reconnection, but also of the time of you surprising yourself, very adventurous time indeed, and I really like it. You will do something unusual, my gorgeous Scorpione. You will do something different, and that particular thing is going to be solely responsible for you actually to step out of your comfort zone, but also on another hand, an absolutely remarkable moment in time, because it is going to help you to discover the new part of you. It's also at the same time going to become a new path. I like it because it's going to help you to kind of see things through, in particular when it comes to some kind of negative stage of your life of uncertainty, and when it comes to making a really big decision when it comes to the immediate environment around you. There is an important decision that you're also going to make when it comes to the actual immediate environment around you indeed. On another hand, you know, this is an absolutely remarkable moment in time for your own recognition, you know, and the actual absolutely wonderful time when it comes to the actual honor, absolutely wonderful time when it comes to your own capability. My gorgeous Scorpionis, my lord, anything you want to do, go for it. Anything you want to do, like in order to kind of like prove yourself, you need to do over these few days, because you will be able to achieve so much more. This is very important because you're going to find yourself being so capable. You're going to find the time being very rewarding, and this is nothing unusual because your energy is actually very similar to Virgolini's energy. Scorpio energy and Virgo energy is very, very similar when it comes to the subconscious mind, when it comes to the understanding of the world, of the worlds that are not there, of the worlds that are not seen, you know. It's very powerful. So this is going to help you so much with this reflection. So the bottom line is, my gorgeous Scorpionis, do things because do as much as you can, because you're going to have special rewards throughout these 6 or 7 days, but also in particular when it comes to the change, when it comes to you achieving anything you want to prove, my gorgeous Scorpionis, just go for it. Anything you want to do that you're normally scared doing, go for it. Anything you want to do that you want to be noticed by the right people at the right time, go for it, because this is going to be the time when you're going to do really great, but also it's going to lead towards an important change. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Sagittarini. My gorgeous Sagittarius, this is an important moment in time because you know what? An important time for relationships, believe me or not. It's an important time for the achievement, to achieve things as well. But to you in particular, it's very important when it comes to relationships, very important when it comes to the actual understanding, very important when it comes to the harmony between the people. I can see a ridiculously powerful time when it comes to connections as well. But on another hand, it's just so important when it comes to the actual ultimate change. Ultimate change is going to happen through you being surrounded by the people, and also there is going to be the very special part of a group of people that you're going to be surrounded by. They're going to be very significant, not only for you to understand something, but also they will be the major stepping stone when it comes to you, when it comes to your future, and when it comes to something that's missing in between. A beautiful understanding, an amazing, important understanding about yourself you're going to get through people, through important people in your life. You are going to be surrounded by important people, by people who mean to you a lot, and vice versa, like a family members, like the best friends, but also people who are going to be brand new, who are going to be entering in your life as well at the same time. But it's important because this is going to be ridiculously powerful time when it comes to you understanding something very special about yourself, and this in itself is going to be the seed that you're going to plant at the same time. There is a lot going to start changing after this moment in time, because something is going to be proven to you. Something is going to be proven to you, and it's going to come from the right people at the right time, and this is going to be everything to you, most certainly, because you will know that this is not only reward for you, but it's most certainly the actual time of you going through a very special time in your life, because you will know that there is going to be an ultimate change after this moment in time indeed. Okay, so just need to see what are people telling you. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious precious, my beautiful Capricornius, my gorgeous Capricornius. You know what? This is the time of the actual, very much so, power as well. You're gonna find yourself being able to manifest so much over these 6 or 7 days. And then again, this is nothing unusual because your energy is very deep. Your energy is very powerful. So therefore, you yourself are able to achieve so much with the power of your mind, with the power of your thinking, through your own understanding. Because this is why I'm saying to people, our way of thinking, it's our mind, it's all the actual energy. So therefore, your energy is very, very strong from inside within. But then therefore, as I said before, you have got the ability to project this on the outside like so much more powerfully. So if you feel low, it's a low energy. If you feel like really excited, then you just project this excitement. And I said this in my last reading, but now I just want to say that this is a brilliant moment in time when it comes to the manifestation. For you, my gorgeous Capricornius, if you would like to like kind of manifest something, you know, in between 6 or 7 days, you know, but in particular that day, in particular the 9th of March, sorry, in particular the 9th of March would be probably the most important for you, my gorgeous Capricornius. So take a little candle and try to stick to just one thing, think just one thing, you know. Try to think just one particular thing. What would you like to manifest? Stick to one thing, very important, because the energy is going to be so much more powerful. It is going to be solid, and also number 1 is a very strong number, and you are going to be using this vibration in a really strong and positive way. And when it comes to you, when it comes to your vibration, it's also very strong. So this combination is going to be absolutely remarkable. Try to take a little candle, you know, just light it, you know, write just one thing on, and at the same time as when you're writing, just try to like make a very strong connection with your mind, with your concentration, and try to also, you know, at the same time, you're going to create a very important vibrational starting point, which is going to make a strong connection with the universe. So therefore, it's going to make this more powerful. And whatever wish you want to do, as long as it's positive and as long as it's something good, you know, this is actually going to happen to you, and it's going to manifest so quickly, and it's going to happen in a really powerful way. And at the same time, a few other things are going to start changing, because they're going to bounce back at you with like about 3 or 4 different opportunities that are going to be boiling down and pointing towards this situation. But it's just also at the same time going to release new pathways. It's very deep and very spiritual moment in time. I also want to say, you know what, Capricornius, it's not only about the manifestation, but anything new you want to start, anything, I'm telling you this because you're going to be very powerful. I tell you this, my Lord, the worldly power, these are the words. You've got the worldly power. The worldly power is the time when you're very balanced in such a powerful way, instinctively, when it comes to your healing, when it comes to your wisdom, when it comes to your wisdom, when it comes to your actual power, in particular through your own creativity, because you are going through a very important time of your own radiance because of your own rebirth. This is going to be like your own rebirth, because by the time you come out of these 6 or 7 days, you're going to have a completely different harmony in, and there's going to be the whole new activation that is going to be connected to you. Therefore, an excitement is going to be growing, and there is going to be return of something from the past at the same time, which is going to provide you with an insight, but also it is going to be the strong confirmation which part of your life you need to move on in order to get where you need to get. Very important time of worldly power. So anything you want to start, anything you want to begin, anything you want to go for, just go for it. Just remember, you've got the worldly power, in particular when it comes to your own expansion. Also, you know, you are going to hear about a certain accomplishment, my gorgeous Capricornius as well, and you are going to hear about a certain accomplishment, and that accomplishment is at the same time going to provide you with the power of confidence. But this will be sacred confidence. This is going to be the sacred confidence which is going to make you realize your own stability, security, and planning when it comes to future. So therefore, you are going to make an important decision here, absolutely remarkable remarkably important decision when it comes to your own future, my gorgeous Capricornius. It's brilliant because it's also going to be the way out of the situation that you're no longer happy in anymore because of the uncertainty. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be sorry. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquamarini, my gorgeous Aquarius. You are just basically so important, that you need to see what is making you feel unhappy. You're going to realize, you're going to find out what exactly is bringing you down, what exactly is making you unhappy, what exactly you will need to do. And this is also going to happen with an element of surprise, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, and it's going to be quite interesting. But this is so important because it's also going to happen literally something is going to happen out of the blue through somebody who is quite important in your life. There is going to be the moment in time where the certain information and message is going to arrive. This is going to be quite significant because it's going to happen through someone who is having some kind of satisfaction in life at the moment, going on at the moment, but most importantly through somebody who you really like, through somebody who you really respect, to somebody who you really believe to somebody who you really respect in many different ways. So this is going to be the moment in time when you will know not only the balance is right for some kind of investment, because an important investment is also going to take place. Investment in what you do, investment in what you focus, investment in what you want to do. I'm not talking necessarily about a money invest or financial investment, an investment of your energy in order to get where you want to get, in order to expand yourself. This will be sacred. An investment of your own energy. My gorgeous Aquamarines, you need to work on yourself over these 6 or 7 days, yeah? On the 9th, 3 days earlier, 3 days later, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself, what you want to do and what your next stage and next option and next point going to be. An important decision you're going to make, and the 7 weeks later, something absolutely mind-blowing is actually going to take place. 7 weeks later, something mind-blowing is going to take place, and this is going to be the next branch part of your spiritual journey, which is also just going to take you on the next stage. And this next stage is going to be also the part of the actual invocation, your own invocation when it comes to the actual unfoldment. A very important unfoldment in your life. But it's just so significant because as more as you are try to avoid as much as you can problems from the outside world, try to avoid things that are bringing you down, and try to just focus and see what you want to do when it comes to your own expansions. This is very important moment in time because you, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, you're also going to find this Virgo energy, Virgolini energy very, very, very beneficial, in particular when it comes to your own expansion, when it comes to your own understanding, when it comes to the new option, new idea, new ability, but most certainly when it comes to working on you, because very big expansion is going to take place, which is going to come as in form of an absolutely mind-blowing Vavumish realization, which is just going to help you to see the green light, and it's going to help you to just go for it. On one hand, it's going to provide you with a wonderful shortcut because you're going to energetically do exactly what you want to do, but on another hand, this is going to bring you a world of possibilities that you wouldn't normally have. Virgo energy of the actual full moon works really superb, brilliant when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, because it's all about your own expansions. All you need to do 3 days later, just see what you want to do, focus on your life. You don't need to think too much, you don't need to plan too much or anything like that. Just set yourself go, let yourself go, just have a starting point in your mind, in your subconscious mind, and just have some kind of creative starting point. That's all you need to do, and this is how you're going to raise this vibration, and this is how this vibration is going to make things crystal clear to you. So by the time these 6 or 7 days happen, the whole new expansions, the whole new direction, the whole new dimension is going to take place, and most certainly it's going to release you from so many negativities and the sad energies that you have been through lately. But on another hand, it's just going to give you an amazing, absolutely mind-blowing reason reason to live. I'm not saying that you need reason to live, but you're going to feel absolutely great, fantastic, rejuvenating, and you're rejuvenated in so many ways, because something that was really bringing you down and draining you in so many different ways, it's actually going to make sense. And not only that, but you are actually going to find that part of your life quite beneficial, because there's going to be an absolutely remarkable learning stage for you, my gorgeous and ever so precious Aquamarini. Okay, and the last sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Piscelini. My gorgeous Piscelinis, this is also going to be a rather deep moment in time when it comes to you, because of course this is going to temper with your energy in such a sense where you will be kind of like a very much so part of all sorts of different dimensions. So you will be feeling it like you're somewhere else, like you know, throughout these 6 or 7 days. But this is wonderful also, because on one hand this is going to kind of like bring you an optimism, in particular when it comes to some kind of stage that you wouldn't normally recognize, and also in particular when it comes to the new learning experience. Something is going to come up, something is going to surprise you like there is no tomorrow. But then again, it is just going to become a really wonderful moment in time when it comes to you having a new starting point, you having something very significant to look forward to, because this in itself is bringing you an absolutely remarkable harmony and energy in at the same time. This is your time of your own adjustment, rebirth, but at the same time this is the time when you're going to have a quite significant negotiation as well. This negotiation that you're going to have, it's not going to be something that you're going to plan, it's not going to be something that is going to be official or anything like that. It's going to happen like at the time when you don't plan at all, when at the time when you least expect it. It's going to require from you to react in a certain way, and this is where the beauty is going to be. This is where the beauty is going to happen, when your energy is going to be raised at the same time, and you're going to respond in the exact way that you needed to respond. The bottom line is the situation that is going to arise, it's going to require from you to respond in a certain way, but it's going to happen so quick, it's going to happen so soon. You're going to be in your own sea of your own subconscious mind, which is just basically going to make you even more braver, even more kind of like a confident, in order to move on with your life without bringing yourself down, without making yourself scared, without making yourself negative in that way. Because by doing this, you're very powerful, you're very strong, you just bring yourself down. By thinking positive, you just release all the doors around you, you unlock all the doors around it, so therefore you're just walking freely. Something very interesting is going to take place. You know, you are going to learn who to be aware of, like who to be wary of, who to be careful about. This is very important. You are going to learn who to be wary of, who to be careful about, and this is going to be so good, because this is going to be the reason why you're going to change your mind a little bit, you're going to change your direction a little bit, you're going to change your path a little bit. This is a little bit of like a connected to maybe a little bit of disappointment, but then again, better earlier than later. And that's exactly how you're going to feel. To the certain little disappointment that you are going to have, this is also going to be a wonderful stepping stone. It's all going to happen with a surprise. You know, a little bit of disappointment about someone, you know, it's going to happen when you least expect it as well. But on another hand, what is actually going to be provided to you at the end of these days wouldn't happen and wouldn't unfold in this particular way. You're going to have a reason for celebration because of the new beginning, and most certainly this is also going to be an absolutely remarkable wake-up call. Wake-up call when you're going to realize a life that you wouldn't realize before. Wake-up call because it's going to inspire you so much. Wake-up call because it's going to bring so much energy and optimism in your life. Wake-up call because you're going to feel like you want to live again. Wake-up call because you are going to surprise yourself so much. Wake-up call because it's going to bring you energy that you didn't feel in a really, really long time. It's a highly important time that you are going to go through. Very complex and very powerful indeed, my gorgeous Pisces, but most certainly it's about the inspiration that is going to come through, that is about to change your life. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you all. Bye.